on me. So, Ashkosh, his situation is a little bit sad. Let's take a look at what he's been up to. For those of you who don't know, Ashkosh Singh, the guy's a comedian. And I was a big supporter of his style because he came off as a regular dude. Man, my throat. By the way, welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel. Trying to create a show here. Hopefully, you enjoy the content. I want to give you guys my opinion on Oshkosh because I think we're all kind of a big fan of his because he was a short Indian guy. He made it to his 30s by himself. He looked like he was red pill, like he wasn't taking any crap from women, right? Like he wasn't being punished from being a beta male. But now we're seeing all these videos of his hot girlfriend just putting him through the ringers. It almost feels like like the girl is putting all of us through the ringers. So everybody gets to put their opinion out there about how bad that situation is. And I think most men are all saying the same thing. Like, that would never happen to me, man. I would never let a girl do that to me. Because if you think about Akash, he's a comedian, a famous comedian that is probably making millions, you know? So for him to find hopefully a decent girl, at the end that's all we want, a peaceful girl, a girl that brings peace into our lives. Not a maniac, a gold digging maniac that because she's beautiful, she gets everything for free. And getting a guy like Akash, that means she went to college just to have fun. She didn't get a degree that she could go and get a job and work on it. No, her job is working at Sheesh. And what she's been doing to him is it's a little bit sad in my opinion. I almost want to say, dude, walk away, drop the mic, and that's it. To the point that, you know what? He didn't sign a prenup, but it's better for your mental health to walk away from that woman. Give her half of your check. It's only money. You're going to make that money up. All right? Bingo, she did it. All right, good luck, young lady. But it's unhealthy to stay in that relationship. And I went through the same thing. And I said to myself, you know what? I'd rather walk away with my mental health than stay in a relationship that it is just destroying me. In this particular point of view, Akash. Let's take a look what's he been up to because it's just getting worse for the guy. Shout out to Akash. But throw some balls, man. All right, here we go.
Humiliation ritual his wife has been putting him through. It is not looking good for our boy, man. This is actually a really sad story. And it doesn't bring me joy in even reporting on this, man, because I have nothing against Akaash. He just married quite possibly the most horrible human being I think I've ever witnessed on this internet. We don't have to rehash everything that has happened over the last week, but let's just say over the last week, we have learned more about Akaash and his relationship and his marriage than any of us ever planned to. And that's because we were introduced to Akash's wife, Jocelyn, through her podcast. And let's just say this.
And you know, one thing that I like, some red pill guys said that you want to put the fear of God in your girl. That's it. She needs to watch how she walks and what she says, just not to lose our cause. And at the end of the day, man, that makes so much sense. Either you roll with me with the fear of God, or we're not rolling together. And this woman just destroyed him. And no human alive is this beautiful. Look how beautiful she is. But do not want her as a boss.
Podcast is nothing short of a humiliation ritual for Akaash. It's such malarkey that I began to think, oh, maybe her plan is to embarrass Akaash to the point where he embarrassed her. Because, like obviously, no man would ever sit there and allow their wife to tell them on a podcast in front of him. There's another man sitting next to Akaash on the podcast, and she told Akaash, I want to have an orgy with that man because he's sexy. No man would tolerate a woman coming online and telling us constantly that she's with him because of money. No man would tolerate his virgin wife, who he thought was a virgin, coming on podcasts and actually telling multiple stories of hooking up with men, getting her.
And those days are over. The fact that you're a virgin means nothing. That's it. Those days are over. It's all about personality. What kind of a person are you? Like, really? Are you a good person? That's why we got to spend years with people. Let's go out. Let's go out on a date. Let's see how you treat others. How do you treat human beings? She is really going hard, destroying the poor guy.
Booty banged. I'm like at some point, she has to have think, okay, maybe if I do this, you will leave me. But Akaash, quite frankly, ain't getting the message. And he has tried to be supportive of her. He even responded back on Twitter when we first started covering this drama and trying to tell himself this is all jokes. He actually tweeted this a week ago when the drama first started. And it looks like his response yesterday falls in line with this. So Akaash will respond back to Myron Gaines, essentially exposing his wife for being despicable. And he will say, my man out here getting triggered by jokes. How ironic. Well, don't worry about me, Myron. I got no issue putting a bit in her place, for example. Do I think Akaash has ever put Jasleen in her place? Not one bit. Not even an iota. The way Jasleen is moving online is as if she has no respect whatsoever. Even a woman with a moderate to little respect for her husband wouldn't do the things that Jasleen does online.
Seriously, she needs to have the fear of God, of opening her mouth to talk bad about him. Like, she is destroying his career, his personality, what he built. Years. I mean, the man is over 30 years old. This wasn't overnight. He's working at being a comedian for a long, long time. And I feel for Akaash. I'm actually rooting for the guy to just find the balls to walk away. Let her be. Women, you got to let them be, man. You cannot force anybody to be with you. Simple as that. And that's hard to do. But Jesus, let it go, man. Easy for me to say. But again, I've been married twice. Both times, just let it go. Walk away. No hard feelings.
At all. Okay. And Akaash responds last night because he's doing his comedy special, right? His stand-up special. And the fact that he has to stop and address this during his comedy special. A comedy special is like the Super Bowl for comedians. This is like the peak of their careers. This is like something that lives in their catalog. And the fact that he has to stop and address his wife, talking about having orgies with other men, talking about getting her booty finger banged on a one-night stand with some random Asian guy is sad. But his response, I was told by people that was there, or not I was told, but I read the reviews online. It wasn't funny. It wasn't hilarious. It wasn't something that was like a comedic gold. No, it was actually, I was told, dark. It was sad. It didn't make people laugh. It actually resulted to him ending like his stand-up a tad bit early because the mood got ruined. Because it didn't really feel like he was perfectly okay with it, even though he was trying to appear as if he was okay with it.
Akaash Singh addressed the drama with his wife. He's doing stand-up shows at Cobb's Comedy, and someone who was in the crowd went to Reddit and described what he said. So I went to the 7 p.m. show last night, and it was extremely awkward. He was clearly not processing the situation well, and he ended the set 20 minutes early. I only found out about his wife the day of the show. And honestly, after seeing that set, basically be his therapy moment about it. I am way more suspicious of controversy than before. This is clearly something he's insecure about, even though he tried way too hard to make it seem like he wasn't. He spent the first 10 to 15 minutes of the set talking about the controversy, how his wife has been loyal to him, and everything she has been saying is just jokes.
I don't know how much I believe somebody when they say, I didn't know nothing about this drama. I just went to the show. And because he talked about it, I figured out what was going on and went online and then somehow found a YouTuber to get the full scope to. But if they're telling the truth, and this is not somebody who is drama obsessed, they had no idea what was going on. And when they got there, their first time hearing about this drama was him talking about it. And he appeared to be very bothered by it. He appears to not have a good poker face about it. And he actually seems pretty disturbed. It would make sense. Like, it would make sense that a man is very concerned that the woman who he bragged about, who he told the world about, the woman he bragged about being pure and being holy, right, and being religious and being a virgin and having that white dress on when he walked her down the aisle, that woman now being viewed as the pinnacle of an absolute slur. It will bother any man, bro, especially a guy who has made it his life mission to go against.
You know what? This should be a lesson to all men. I think this case study needs to be shared by all men. Like, this is the worst, possibly the worst position you want to put yourself in. Like, he made it to 30 independent with no women. It is what it is. It's over. At that point, hopefully your headspace is where you don't care if she leaves. You're okay with women coming and going. That's it. That dream is now coming true. As a matter of fact, it's a dream. It's not the truth. And it's sad that he is holding on to that woman for dear life, man. It's just heartbreaking. All young kids should just look at this and say, not me. I would never. His wife is beautiful, but ain't nobody that beautiful. Where it's destroying you emotionally and on the inside and destroying everything about him.
The red pill to provide himself and his life, right, as an example of how you could find a good girl if you look the right places.
No, you cannot.
He looked the right places, right? and he ended up with the worst possible person on earth. Now, I feel like Akaash is bothered by this, and he kind of has to lie about, it just being jokes, because he really has no other remedies. Like, what can Akaash really do with the situation? He can't leave her. She has already made that pretty clear. He can't leave her. Here is a TikTok of her bragging about how her husband can't leave her, addressed to the people telling her husband to leave her. She's saying, to everyone saying my husband should divorce me, boy, do you got something coming, right? Because guess what? Guess what? We didn't sign a prenup. That right there is her address to the people telling Akaash to leave her. Leave.
And you know what? The nice thing about leaving her without having a prenup is like, okay, she hit the lotto with you. Here's a bag full of money, but at least I am not working for you anymore. I'll work the money that I built, that I put together, give it to her, but it's over. At least mentally, you get in a better space. Because that is torture. It's like being on torture. Somebody's making you work for them. And just painfully work for them. Like destroying you on the inside and enjoying it, celebrating it, clapping it up. Hopefully, they don't even care if you pass away. That means more money for them. And their life is set. They'll continue to make more money. Most likely, she's probably cheating on him. She probably got men in rotation. So that's neither here nor there. She doesn't need the right guy. She has a bunch of guys. So what are we talking about? A poor guy, Akaash, working to make somebody else happy. That's the worst case scenario, man. That is just a Hollywood movie. It's not real life. But he made it his nightmare.
I mean, we ain't signed no prenup. This man married a mastermind, bro, a diabolical mastermind. And right now, you kind of have to ask yourself, man, like, what can he do? Like, divorce the chick
Yeah.
after finding out what, like, her real ways after years of marriage and having to start over at 40 years old after she takes everything from him? Like, what exactly is he going to do?
At least he's still alive. He got a chance. He gets to try over and point it out to men. Watch out. These raptors, these maniacs are out there. And as a matter of fact, he probably wouldn't even be able to talk against her because she might sue him. So the best thing to do is when you're in a bad position, let go of the nightmare and move on to better greens, to a better situation. Because, oh man, what we are witnessing is a horror show.
And why I don't feel like necessarily bad for Akaash is because this chick hasn't really hid anything from him, right? Because I was watching her TikTok where he's right next to her. Like, he's literally right next to her. And she's talking about a prenup. And you know, when I knew I had to stop feeling sorry for Akaash? During this chick's prenup, she said, listen, like, if a man asked me for a prenup, I would never agree to that. But if I'm getting married and I have the money, I would demand he sign a prenup or else I'm not getting married because he's not going to take all my stuff. So this chick understands what a prenup is for. She understands.
And that's another thing that those type of women do. They brag about that. All right. Her friends clap it up like you the man, girl. Like you got him. And this guy is just showing everybody on earth that she got him by the balls. She could say or do whatever she wants, including, I'm telling you, she got to have guys in rotation. Eventually, it's going to come out. And hopefully, Akash doesn't do anything crazy. It probably keeps it to himself. He's probably one of those guys that it's okay with it. You know what it is for a guy to come home and his girlfriend in the back room with her other boyfriend? That's sad.
Why a prenup is necessary, but she made sure to let Akash know that if he ever asked her for a prenup, she would have never gotten married to him. And Akash sat there and watched this chick tell him why a prenup is necessary, why she would have it if she had the money, but why she would never sign his. Hence, I won't sign a prenup because I want your money when we divorce, but I would require you sign a prenup if I had the money because you're not taking my money. And he sat there and went for it.
Is it just me, or is the idea of asking a girl to sign a prenup incredibly offensive? And only one way. Like, if I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some like booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because like I don't want to like lose all my money. But then like if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like I would live.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Maybe we got to stop feeling bad for Akash because there's some relationships, some couples that marry under those understanding and are okay with it, are okay sharing their wife. They see it as it's all about making the wife happy. She might even go and have like a roster of dudes that she goes through. As a matter of fact, one day she might get pregnant by one of them. And Akash, it says it's okay. I'm gonna take care of him. I am happy that my wife is happy. So it's like it's a little sad for me because I don't agree with nothing. Well, I don't agree with none of that. But the fact that Akash agrees with all of that, I think I should put audience straight, or it should set audience straight. Like, you know what? This is what he wants. This is what he wanted. And it's like, if you want that same road, take a look how it is. You got to let that beautiful woman control you and tell you what to do and make fun of you with everybody. Now, everybody's making fun of Akash. I mean, I cannot imagine him doing a stand-up and you hear people from the audience just pointing it out to him like, you stupid. So where's your girl at? While he's performing, she probably out back, having like the audience want to train through her. Because that's how she feels at the moment. And for some people, those relationships, they love it. So I think Oshkosh enjoys those relationships. And look at us looking stupid, thinking that is bad. No, this is what he wanted, and this is what he got.
Literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking.
How can your explanation for her bad behavior be, oh, she's telling jokes, y'all can't take a joke, y'all can't handle, oh, y'all getting triggered by jokes? When she looked you dead in your eyes and tell you, I'm not even joking. Oh, man. Yo, this chick is cold, man.
I had no real ability to, since you were with me when I was broke.
But
I
it's
couldn't
just like I
justifiably
think
ask for
I
one.
think it's because guys don't like in general, like they don't hold the same like values that women do in terms of like loyalty. In general, like I'm not saying like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I feel like guys in general
don't
just
know
like
what you mean.
aren't as loyal and like let's like guys cheat more.
You're a sexist. That's the thing.
I'm a
about you.
feminist.
That's what we coded as, but you're a sexist. It's giving
Whatever.
sexist.
Because we were watching Ranj, aka Real Housewives of New Jersey, like reruns, and like Teresa was saying that Joe had asked her to sign a prenup, and I just feel like that's like the biggest red flag. I mean, not to judge like anyone's marriage, like if your husband had you sign a prenup and you guys are happy, like I mean that kind of like proves me wrong, but I just feel like it kind of just to me shows like I don't know, like it's like kind of like you're not like you're already not being generous in like as a man you're already not being generous, and I feel like men should be generous.
And what should
You know what? That's it. I think that's what us men gotta say. This is what makes this guy happy. This guy just happened to be a box. What is it called? Those guys that just sit back while their wife is in the back room having a train run through her.
women do?
Be spoiled.
Okay. Where should they be generous?
With money.
No. Where should women be generous?
Oh, like with tender love and care.
I don't think.
Well, I'm not saying I do it all.
There you go. There you go.
I do.
More than me?
Oh no, I'm more than you.
Well, there you go. We saw that.
I think this is wow. This is perfect that we get to see in 4K what it is for a girl to destroy a guy based on her beauty. She is so pretty in his eyes that she could do no wrong. I am telling you, she got guys in heavy rotation. And you know what? Oshkosh is just one of those guys who okays everything that the women do. So if that's the lifestyle that you aspire to, like any of his fans, then hey, look how it is. You get to be in the presence of a beautiful woman. Because I don't even know if they kiss. I don't know anything because she refuses to kiss him in public or do any PDA. So it's like, oh, so this is a perfect example of how to be a beta man controlled by a beautiful girl. So all that work that Oshkosh is doing, for what? To pay off a hot chick? I just recently got divorced and I had to pay off my ex-wife $20,000. And I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. It cost me $20,000 just to move on in life.
We saw that. Don't think we didn't see that.
When she laughs, her mouth is like so wide open. And you can probably just imagine that she's probably laughing like that because she's envisioning like all the money she's about to take from him, bro. Like, like it's the wealth she's about to extract from this dweeb. She knows she found a lick. She knows she found an easy lick. And it's like, damn, bro. Akaash has so much respect because he was one of those dudes where he was rational. He was not extremist. He's not somebody where we could look at it and say, right? Like he was just a normal, average guy.
He really was a normal guy. And one would think you could be a normal guy and make it far in life. You know, get all the money, get all the career goals, get the hot chicks. You know, one would think that you could be normal and get everything working in your side. And then this happens. We see this man getting insulted and embarrassed to a point where it's like, I would not wish that on my enemy. That is the worst case scenario. Like, my ex-wife found a lick on me in terms of she faked it until finally divorced and got $20,000. But it's like, I made $200,000 in my life. 20,000 fine, sure, bad, um, bad idea marrying her. Let her go with her boyfriends. My ex-wife had a bunch of boyfriends, and that's it. But I cannot live with that.
Who had opinions that a lot of us probably agree with on a lot. But this situation right here, man, just looking at how much he got gamed up by this chick is like, damn, bro.
And is fine with him. No one in the crowd knew how to take this information. And I truly believe that the majority of fans there had no idea any of this was going on. This only made him spending like 1/3 of the set on it even more awkward. He then proceeded to jokingly call his wife a whore every time he brought her up, which was not helping. I think it ruined his whole set, and the mood never recovered, which I think is why he ended early. I honestly don't give a about he or his wife's sex life, but if the orgy stuff is really just jokes, then clearly he's not cool with it and hides it. And or she's just not very funny and no one close to her has told her yet. Curious to hear if anyone else went to later sets and had a better experience.
Again, she is fantasizing having an orgy. In what normal relationship is that okay? You know? In who? In a relationship where the guy says it's okay. Where the guy says, hey, what time you coming home after your orgy? And it's completely 100% okay with it. And, there's a lot of relationships like that. This is just another one of those.
He's in San Francisco till Monday. Damn. So he addressed it for 1/3 of his set. And he's going to go with the she's just joking route, which is an interesting route to go down. But I'm wondering, obviously him doing it on stage is going to make it awkward. I would assume people there kind of know of the controversy, but typically people, the vast majority of them who go to comedy shows are just like, hey, that guy's on my favorite podcast. I'll go see him.
The wife has not had a podcast since the controversy. If they do, they're supposed to drop today, I believe, but we haven't really heard from them at all. Akaash hasn't really talked about it yet on Flagrant. I do believe Flagrant has dropped the episode. I think the last episode was about 3 days ago where they interviewed somebody. Akaash was actually the A mic during that episode. So maybe that episode was filmed before the controversy. We don't know. But as of now, he hasn't really discussed it yet. All right. Now, Andrew Schultz is doing Brilliant Idiots, I think, today, if not tomorrow. If they don't talk about it on Brilliant Idiots, then we know what it is, right? Like, if Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz don't discuss this Akaash thing at all, then we know what it is. Then we probably know, okay, like Akaash has probably sent out, the ABB, hey, bro, can we not talk about this? Please don't discuss this publicly. I just want this to go away. But if they do talk about it, then Flagrant will be a pretty interesting episode, right? Because we'll see what Schultz is really made of. Now, obviously, Andrew Schultz, like Akaash, loves him. But Andrew Schultz and this chick been having issues. Like, they've been beefing, like, for a while now. So Andrew, I think, like, finally gets a chance to be vindicated and finally gets a chance to say how he really feels about this chick. Because Andrew been warning Akaash about this chick for years now. Years. Like, I literally seen when Andrew and Akaash started Flagrant, like, this chick apparently, like, her entitled ways started way before the internet. Like, apparently she was doing homework on, like, the studio computer, and they asked her to leave, and she got mad and entitled. They asked her to stop working on the computer so they can film their podcast.
Why? What? You just said, why am I in That was rude. Was that rude?
Yes.
How was that rude, Akaash? Yeah.
It's kind of rude.
Why was it rude?
It's kind of rude. It's his
Was it
lady,
rude?
bro.
Akaash, was it rude?
I don't care. I'll deal with it when I get home. I will. I mean, like,
Oh, you should leave it in. You should start right
Hold
now.
on. Hold on.
It's a little rude.
Hold on.
definitely don't leave it in.
Before we start, because we already started, but was that rude? Was that rude? First of all, something that I learned today that I had only heard in rumors prior was that Akaash's girl does not like young Hezzy
Really?
Oh, really?
at all.
Really? I mean,
I felt a vibe.
I don't
No,
blame
she
her.
don't like you.
Oh my god.
No, she don't like you.
Why? Why is that?
And I even gave Akash like a little fake ass compliment. Like, remember when they were doing a podcast, and I was like, man, he waited for you. Like, I've been trying to whatever. You know how you try to pick, promote your boy.
Yeah.
When she don't like you, ain't no brainer.
Hey, bro, feelings mutual.
I'm not
You know
gonna.
what I mean?
I'm not gonna hold you. I felt the vibes, bro.
The vibes were there.
I
But wait,
felt the
was that
vibes.
rude when I just said we'll wait for Akash's girl? I said we'll wait as long as she needed. We'll wait.
You didn't say it like that.
That's not how you said it.
But that's how I meant. How'd it come out?
Like get
All right,
out.
we'll wait.
It was like, all right, we'll wait.
That's the all right, we'll wait plus the pause.
But
Because
she
then
was-
it's like, all right, we'll wait. And they just stare at you.
I don't know what she was. What was she? She was doing homework or something. Oh.
So you kicked her out while she was doing work.
Son, I just looked over the computer and it looked like she was coding or some shit. And I was like, bro, we got a podcast to do. It's already quite late. You know, because a very entertaining interview with
And
Akash
then
and
you
his girl
gotta
on horrible
double down.
decisions.
That's what makes
Yeah.
you H.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. I ain't
Hold
gonna
on.
front. I'll be telling
Hold
you.
on.
Like if that was my girl, like we'd have to have words. Like, okay.
Why you spicing this up?
I'm not
bro?
even spicing it up.
We
Like
got
I
it.
just
We
saw
love
it.
it.
That's
What
one of those
happened?
things. I was just like, what?
Yo, Akash, explain to me what's going on, because I don't get it. And now you're pinning Akash against me.
He said if that one was our girl, we had to have words. That's hilarious. Now you gotta fight another dude based on your girlfriend being mad. That's crazy.
Like you
I'm
gotta do something.
I'm not putting nobody against
And
nobody.
I saw
know, man.
Kaz in the corner. I know you high or
I'm just
something.
so, I'm not high at
Really?
all. I'm
Oh,
super
okay.
sober.
He's like just been super chill this whole
I had to watch the show. We're taping the
Cass
show right
just goes,
now.
It's kind of crazy because when this happened, you could go back and read the comments. Everybody was against Andrew Schultz, not really understanding who Akash Singh's girlfriend is and or how problematic Jasleen could be. But now looking back, Andrew Schultz was 100% right, bro. Andrew Schultz was 100% justified, bro. Like that, that right there just falls in line with who we think Jasleen is, right? Inconsiderate, problematic, bro. Storming out, closing the door, slamming the doors, being upset, and they told you, hey, you can't do homework here. We have to film. But let me know in the comment section, man. What do y'all think about this?
That is crazy. And I think those are the signs that just let you know this is not the right girl for you. And the fact that he went forward with it, that says it all. He is that type of guy. I am convinced that I don't think he's going to have any defense when he gets back on. He's not going to have any good justification for a normal man to put up with so much from an individual that I think they're going to make fun of him. That's what I think. They're just going to make fun of him and say, you know what? Those type of dudes that take everything from their girl, good luck with that. It's unhealthy. And everybody's doing videos on this. The fact that he's with an unhealthy girl. So if you want to know what it is to live and be with somebody that is just doing their best to destroy you emotionally, physically, and all types of way, that's it right there. Check out this video. Another one where MTR is talking about it. Everybody making fun of Akaash. Everybody expected him to be a straight up dude who doesn't put up with chicks and a stand up dude. But man, we were all wrong. The guy loves for other dudes to hit on his girl, and he's okay with it because he feels she's that beautiful. Because she is beautiful, but I do not put up with that. I can honestly say I don't put up with that. Again, I've been through 2 marriages. And both girls, they just walk away. As a matter of fact, I'm getting married a third time. I want to make a video on that. I'm getting married a third time. And this time, I am 100% confident on who I'm marrying. I know exactly who I'm marrying. There's no if, buts, or maybe. So much so that it's going to be a great party next year.
Now, you heard like, like
All right, check it out. Check out MTR's opinion on this marriage. Because
we all got group pictures of people back into our history, right? We can't just assume that these is those, but I will say that this is what can happen if you want to be.
Look at this picture. Look at his girlfriend with those two other guys.
Become a public figure, and you're talking about popping your clam chowder to now a married man that just so happens to be a comedian, and not just any comedian, an outspoken comedian that speaks on relationship and holds you to a higher standard. I also find it interesting that these look like the same type of guys that she holds her hall pass out for. And by the way, the majority of us have seen the edited clip of her talking about popping that monkey in college frat houses. And I think it's important to see the unedited clip just to ensure that we're not taking it out of context.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. The top like 4 songs when I came back for my sophomore year, Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, the 2 Chainz, Birthday, It's Your Birthday. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. Like, you could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, oh, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful, guess what I have to watch? This. It's the only thing that'll give me a little quick.
Now, this clip comes from a TikTok of Red Pill haters. And I don't know if they thought that this was going to change anything in regards to the context of this. It definitely doesn't. I mean, they even say here rosters are normal. Why on God's green earth is she reminiscing about this when she's in a happy marriage? Hoes will continue to hate RP content creators because it holds them responsible for being 304s, and they'll try and stop at nothing to try to normalize that behavior. I enjoyed that behavior when I was up in college, but as a 40-year-old man that may have a daughter one day, I spit on that behavior. And then ending off with sullying her reminisce period with some show of made-up people and actors, again, idolizing some type of contrived lifestyle in order to drive happiness within her marriage forward. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole.
All right, that's a commercial of MTR. But yeah, the way she talked was so much honesty. Like, it's hard for anybody to say she's just joking. Those are just jokes. Where do you get that idea that those are jokes? She's being dead serious, and it's really sad to see.
Flagrant subreddit, and we got to hurry up and go through it before it gets deleted, right? But actually, let me read it from the top. This is Akaash's response to the controversy. As predicted, he will defend his wife and stay with her. It clearly affected him a lot. Let's read through this post, all right? And it's from somebody who...
Again, I think she is that beautiful. But unfortunately for Akaash, he thinks she's so beautiful that he's putting up with everything. Everything. There is no wrong that woman does. And so we all see it and she sees it. So therefore, she is testing her boundaries. So far, the thing that she has said online is really crazy. Let's hear her actions. She might even kiss a guy one day in front of a camera. That's going to be next level crazy if she does that. But at this point, I expect her to do that, of how this is going.
Who attended one of Akash's shows. I believe he has a show called Gaslight. I don't know. I know it's on YouTube like that. I don't know if he tours underneath that show name as well. But this was somebody that went to his show between the time periods when he went overseas. Like it was before that, but after myself and as well as Myron got a hold of the content and began to talk about it. So let's see what this person who attended the show has to say. I went to a 7 p.m. show last night and it was extremely awkward. He was clearly not processing the situation well and he ended the set 20 minutes early. I only found out about his wife the day of the show, and honestly, after seeing that set basically be his therapy moment about it, I am way more suspicious of controversy than before. This is clearly something he's insecure about. Even though he tried way too hard to make it seem like he wasn't, he spent the first 10 to 15 minutes of the set talking about the controversy, how his wife has been loyal to him, how everything she has been saying is just jokes and is fine with him. Oh, this is just so cringy to watch a man find every reason, try to cope within the situation, because all answers to this for him leaves him losing. Whether or not he chooses to leave his wife, that may go against his religion. That will disrupt the vows he originally set forward. Or if he chooses to stay, he'll forever be the butt of people's jokes. And being a comedian, that is not a position that you want to be in. But no one in the crowd knew how to take this information, and I truly believe that the majority of fans there had no idea any of this was going on. This only made him spending like a third of his set on it even more awkward. A third, he then proceeded to jokingly call his wife a haw every time he brought her up, which was not helping. I think it ruined his whole set, and the mood never recovered, which I think is why he ended early. I honestly don't give a F about he or his wife's life, but if the stuff is really just jokes, then clearly he's not cool with it and hides it, and or she's just not very funny and no one close to her has told her just yet. Curious to hear if anyone else went to the later sets and had a better performance. He's still in San Francisco till Monday. Now, this original post was deleted but reposted as a picture. So we'll go over a couple of those comments. I'm just saying, Akaash knew all of these things we're finding out now before we found them out. Why would he now divorce her on something that he already knew?
True.
It makes no sense for him to just up and divorce her because we all found out. He been knowing, and he's a weasel for standing for this BS, but he also has no spine if he decides to divorce her, because what merits is the divorce going to be based on? Because he was fine with things before everyone else found out.
Yep.
It's damned if I do, damned if I don't in this situation from him. It's a lose-lose outcome either way.
Yep.
Exactly what I was trying to say earlier. It's not easy to divorce someone you love, once loved, no matter the extent of the transgression. He should just make lemonade out of lemon. Use this as a moment to self-deprecate. Be vulnerable and honest, and people would understand. There was some humor in all of this, and he could anchor to that. Have conversations with wifey and establish strong boundaries. And if she is remorseful, she'll give Akaash anything he wants. 7 times a day, breakfast, lunch, etc. Pretty much Akaash can use this and make her more submissive. I guess this person operates in cup half full, but that's not the way that human beings work ever. She's just going to utilize this as more leverage. Akaash, nothing was wrong with my behavior, and you trust the internet's opinion of me more than our relationship? Akaash,
there's no way Akaash could make or use this in his favor. All right, that's it. You're being unrealistic. That's probably a girl who put that message right there. Because realistically, it's over. That's it. And it's been like this since forever. Now it's public. You know what? I should do a video. I'm about to get married a 3rd time, and I finally hit the jackpot and found that human being that I could literally live with. You know what I mean? It took 3 marriages for me to find the right one. So I think I'm going to do a video about that later on.
I'm with you every day. She does not have respect for him, will continue on shaming him, and also utilization of a therapist to diminish who he is and what he has done. She already has all the manipulation in the bag. And to think that this degree of public shaming is going to change this behavior, I mean, we could hope for the young brother, but I just don't see this happening. I mean, as of like 2 days ago, she's up on the internet still talking shit to everybody that has an opinion of the horrible, mean way that she treats Akaash. There's no way Ghislaine, that is disrespectful.
No human being should live like Akaash lives. Well, he said there's no way Ghislaine would accept this. Who's Ghislaine?
Would accept this. She's been dominating him for 10 years. Yeah, this is my point. She is now so entitled. She thinks that she can do no wrong. Absolutely. Even if he would step up to her, she would try to crush his uprising. If she didn't win, she'd probably divorce him. Again, The brother is in a lose-lose situation, but because he has no prenup, hopefully he can figure it out before the 10-year mark, where many of the benefits of marrying a wealthy person are set in, such as alimony. Now, there's a music content creator by the name of Crack.
I'll say this much. I will hate to give in alimony. That means working a 9 to 5 and giving somebody a paycheck. That's the worst case scenario. Like, I think all my life, I just don't want to work for anybody. It's bad enough I'm upset that I got to pay taxes. You're kind of working for the government. But to work for the government and to maintain somebody else's lifestyle, that's just worst case scenario.
Amico that came out with a song on the entire situation. Now, I can't play the entirety of the song because like the first half of it, the lyrics are just insane, okay? It's insane. But I'm going to play a little snippet for you guys as you can see where he's coming from.
Cash, please keep your cash free. On the other side, the grass green with no jazz lean. Need to wake up from this bad dream. She only love you for your name. Guess it must be all the bundles of cash to make her sing. You're a kid.
Double entendre to make her sing what?
You just need a real queen for the throne. Independent brown baller and your money is your own. She ain't working, cooking, cleaning, don't contribute to your home. All she do is take away from what you grown. I say brown boy, sell it quick. Got bitches wanna check, leash tight, no.
It's crazy. She was complaining one time that she doesn't want to be home to doing all the cooking and cleaning around the house. And it's like somebody said, wait a minute, you live by yourself. So you're not really cooking and cleaning for anybody. Just pick up after yourself. Can you do that much? Keep yourself clean.
Slack, time to take that pussy back. Go Aziz on that bitch.
Go Aziz on that bitch is crazy. You guys remember the Aziz Ansari story back into the day. Now in this clip, and we've gone over previously of Andrew Schultz trying to speak some logic into this entire situation for Akaash to realize the potential error in his waves. Well, there's another clip where Andrew was conversing with what I believe to be a newly married Akaash in regards to the behavior becoming of a wife. Let's listen.
Anything. Son, he's mad she hanging out with her female friends. Please go hang out with your female friends.
No, Matt.
Leave me alone.
Not female friends, male friends.
No, he said female friends too.
Male surf dates. No, hang out with your little slut. She's hanging out. Listen. You don't want your girl hanging out with slut buckets.
Never.
You don't want that. Let's say your wife had a bunch of slut bucket friends. Do you want her fraternizing with those disgusting holes?
It's a good question.
Do you want such a thing?
I don't give a fuck.
Do you want such a thing?
Get out the house.
You crazy. That's why I know.
Yeah, he's crazy. He forgives everything. That's why he's saying that. He says, I don't give a fuck to everything. That's sad.
Now you bugging. Now it's hot.
This must have been Andrew's red pill era.
Bugging, bro. You're bugging right now.
You bugging. To say that you don't care is absolutely insane. I tell you guys, you are the sum of the 5 closest people around you. For guys, if all of your friends is thugs and gangsters, then you probably the same, right? Like, there's no geeks that have their closest people around them that are street dudes or street-minded,
Yup.
and that doesn't reflect a component of your personality. That just doesn't happen. The same way that birds of a feather will flock together. If all of you—
That's 100%. And you know how difficult it is to grow up? I grew up in Harlem with a bunch of ghetto people, but going to college and now having all these educated millionaires, future millionaires, talking about success and getting more is a huge difference. And there's no way you can hang out with both. You got to let go of one or the other. Harlem, I will never go back to Harlem. It is the scariest spot on earth. A bunch of thugs that are just keeping it real. Real with the streets, real with jail, and real with getting deported.
your girl's homegirls is Fat Pockets, chances are she's not the fallen angel of put there to save all of her whole ass friends. She's probably the same elk. That's all of the friends that you see around her. The logic still applies, baby, but poor Akaash just straight over his head. Andrew Schultz was trying. This man ignored symptom after symptom. I mean, and when you do, that's how you get the mindset of a young lady that can go up online talking about popping her clam for white boys and frat houses or what have you, or talking about banging her co-host's husband, right? And having orgies with your friends when you're clearly uncomfortable, or even turning down your not public but private displays of—
You know, I had an uncle growing up that we used to look at him and we saw all of this. Like she would embarrass him, tell him to shut up, stop laughing, go get the groceries, go get the laundry, do this, do that. And I remember growing up just thinking to myself, I will never in a million years live like that. Just because she was beautiful, this man got to put up with everything. My aunt even had a boyfriend on the side. That's crazy.
Of affection, attempting to kiss her. Meanwhile, it's wild to me that apparently their dog gets more play than Akaash.
Exhibit A. Look at your dog.
He's a dog, yo. How many times have Happy bark at a big dog and kill him? All the time. That's me. That's my son. That's my son.
So we're
Is kissing dogs PDA?
I'm
just asking. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm. She kissed that dog. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm than she ever has that soft male. I'm just saying. Her husband probably looks at that dog with envy. I wish I.
Jeez, I wish I knew what your lips feel like.
I can't. Oh. Hey, that's crazy.
It's wild.
Nah. She didn't even have.
No, she grabbed.
There should be absolutely no excuse as to why the animal gets more PDA than the human being, baby. That is absolutely wild. So the problem is not kissing. The problem is kissing your husband. Is that right? To be embarrassed to show what apparently is a love language of your husband, right? To not compromise on that whatsoever when he is funding your lifestyle. And I said this before, this man needs to stand on business and remind her where she came from, which was more than likely a 4-bedroom apartment that she shared with multiple roommates as she commuted to work each and every day in her 20s. That's where she came from. And you were upgraded to a simple life that for some reason, through your boredom, you just want to destroy it all. It's just wild. And you know it's bad when you got the lady content creators out here in these streets talking bad about you.
You got a whole husband of your own. She's definitely comparing. He's not that guy, the guy she's describing, the guy she truly wants. This is a might as well, I need to get out the game before the game eats me alive. She don't like that man. That's why she has no issue getting out here and talking about how another woman's man, oh, his face card, his body. She's like salivating at the mouth, thinking about another man and knowing that it's being filmed. You know other people are going to see this. You are going on an entire humiliation ritual of your husband. This is something you do to an enemy. You embarrass the fuck out of an enemy. You don't do this to somebody that you love, that you care about.
This young lady goes by Sandra Faye, and
right.
she was absolutely popping off. When I saw that clip, I said, yes, finally the women are coming out and they're talking about this BS. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. And it is so dope to see that now there is combat being done from both men and women versus the continuation of this male bashing content, which has proliferated itself, whether it be on internet platforms before a man-centric space was big enough to combat them on these platforms, and all the way before in mainstream media. It's been happening for decades now, and because it's been so unchecked, this, Jasleen, is the end result. And it makes me also think, how often do things like this happen to men that are not in the public eye, that are not public figures? And I'll tell you guys what, like in my experience with, you know, even Abba from Abba in Preach called out on his live stream, his first live stream, about this entire situation. He said, you would be surprised how often men in the West have women that are running their marriage.
I 100% agree with that. There's so many men and women behind the scenes, not publicly, living like this. It is so sad. In the West, being a strong woman, it's the norm. So much so that I think at 36, I gave up. I said, no more chasing women. That's it. I finally found my third wife without chasing her. I said, I'm going to let her chase me. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to make the decision, but I'm not going to live miserable. That's it. She doesn't have any boyfriends. She doesn't talk like that in public or privately. The goal is my health, to make me feel good, make me feel great, that I'm in a good position. We could live like that. Matter of fact, I should make a video about how great my third marriage is going to be. Because running through two women, again, I've been married twice, similar to this young lady, but not with the beauty, because Akaash's wife is beautiful, but unfortunately, we have heard men like that because their girl is beautiful, they put up with everything. I think that he should go on that podcast with Ash, what's it called, Ashcott, with the other guy, with Schultz, and they should make fun of him. They should talk about what time are you going to be home so you could go to your house real quick and sleep with your wife. You know, they should run game on him and make fun of him. And that's it. He's not going to care. He is not going to care that the people in his show are running trains through his wife, that they're going through her. So that's going to happen. Every single show, they should make fun of him and just ask, what's her body count? How she's doing emotionally? Is she getting more money out of you? Like, just embarrass him. It should be an embarrassing session every time he goes on the show. They should not let go or let him get away with it, because it's not a healthy relationship. That man is showing us what it is to live unhealthy relationship, that the woman is running the ship. That's the perfect example that a guy doesn't have a say. He has to put up with everything. It's the worst case scenario. So, Akaash, thank you for letting us know how bad things can be. And us realizing, stay away from this situation. Stay away from these women. Yes, it can be this bad. And it's funny that movie that we saw, Boogie Nights, where the camera guy, his wife was sleeping with some other guy, and he used to tell him to shut up, close the door. And the camera guy had no choice until one day he just walked in and ended himself because he got so fed up and he didn't know how to deal with it. That's like the worst case scenario. Oh, look, another video talking about crack simp or crack amico simp. Oh, look at this other video. And by the way, sitting back there, that's my third wife. She goes above and beyond the Call of Duty to make sure that I'm okay, to make sure that I'm happy, no matter what. We go to bed whenever I say we go to bed. That's it. Wake up whatever time I say we're waking up. Cooks whenever I say let's cook. It's unbelievable. All right, let's check out this other video making fun of Oshkosh. It's going to be the last one I showed for today. But it's nice to see on live television, 4K, what it is to be an embarrassed man and what you got to put up with. We are fake in love. This is not meant to tear Akaash down. Yeah, nothing's going to tear that man down. He is bulletproof and getting embarrassed. That's it. He's been through the worst of life. Having to live with a woman that tells you to shut up, take out the garbage, bring in the groceries.
A lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. I'm turning from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up?
I was popping my and living my
Again, she's a beautiful example of what to avoid. Beauty got to her head, which is kind of sad.
my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
You know it's hard out here for a sin. Shows when you're trying to give your honey every sin.
Let me cut the music so I don't get a strike. But that man is a simp. You know, it's hard out for a pimp. Look at him. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. You know, he put up all that money to do all of that. And ultimately ended up single. Say his name, Myron. Say his name. I'm now a red pill guy after seeing this. I'm now going to play the audio, but look at that. He paid money for that, millions for that. It's like, why go to work? Is this why we go to work? Is this why men go to work? To get a maniac that will tell us to shut up? Now I'm going to let you give me a kiss on my hand when you get home? No. You know what? I refuse to live like that. And Oshkosh, he loves living like this. Goals accomplished. He made it.
What they playing?
Yeah, he made it. Look at that. Look at the fraternity running trains on her. That is sad. I want to build him up though. Tough love. This is tough love. He needs tough love. Everybody got to make fun of him. As every time they see him, the best thing you could do to a guy like this is make fun of him. To hopefully wake him up.
Independent brown baller and your money is your own.
I remember when my friends make fun of me, it chose to wake me up, to make me stop. What you're doing is stupid. So this is a public example of a humiliation ritual. It's crazy. She lacking basic intellect. No, she's not. Look at that. She wouldn't even kiss him in the face. I'm sorry. That man got to protect his wallet. The best thing he would do is protect his wallet. No such thing as too beauty to work. But you know what? Got to give Oshkosh credit for being able to take so many hits and so many bullets from a woman. Not funny. Yeah, you can't. Crack and go.
Favorite podcast, money spent.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Can we grow up?
I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
Jesus. It is hard out here for a simp. Anyway, we need this wake-up call. Everybody got to make fun of him. Hopefully he'll develop or become strong enough to just take all the insults and grow out of it. Because right now, it's embarrassing for him. You don't wish what he's going through to your enemy. Not even to your worst enemy would you wish what he's going through to happen to you. Oh, look, guess who's mad? Woman reacts to Akaash Singh's wife being canceled. For being what? Wait, I want to see this video. Family is accusing him of selling his soul. My internet is super slow, so I think I'm going to stop here. But yeah, I think it's a good case for all men to see what it is to live under the tyranny of a maniac woman. And that's exactly all men that go that route.
Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Enter the manosphere.
Of course. How can I assist?
Women react to Akaash Singh's wife being canceled for being promiscuous. I don't get it. His wife is being canceled. All right, my internet sucks. With that said, I've been on the stream for like an hour. And all I'm going to say is this.
You today.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
Let me stop the stupid video. Again, I'm going to try to make a video of finding my perfect wife, being married for a third time, and Akaash Singh's life or nightmare was something that I all my life avoided. Finding that beautiful woman that's not worth keeping. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll be back later on with another stream. Peace. Hey, I'm getting better.